3, 2, 1. Hello, sweethearts and lovelies, and welcome to a podcast. It is not a podcast about a British phone box show because certain things have come to light about promotion and what was the phrase? Comedic conversation about properties that may or may not be produced or distributed or funded by studios that are currently under a strike order due to the SAG-AFTRA Writers Guild strike, which we support wholeheartedly. Keep fighting the good fight, kids. You're out there with your picket signs in 100 fucking degree weather, fighting for your right to survive and fair compensation, and we support you wholeheartedly, which is why we have taken the stance of not talking about the phone box show, and we've even gone so far as on our sister show, Common Rider Reviews, we don't even mention the names of media that are struck, which is a little bit of caution, probably excessive. Like, you might even want to say, oh, well, you can just say the name of blah, 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 but, you know, just that extra bit of caution. Because we want to stay, like, it's better to stay 5 feet away from the picket line than to take one step over it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
So,
Or you could just say we're in solidarity with y'all. Have fun.
yes, that's the way to put it in a brevity form. Anyway, so instead of
Vive
that,
la revolution!
yes, but Japanese media is fair game, as Common Rider Reviews is able to go and watching 01 and whatnot. But in the meantime, while we wait for the studios to get their heads out their asses and pay 0.01% of their billions of dollars to these writers so they actually get paid a fair compensation and not be like, here's $100 check, now we own your AI likeness for all of fucking time, think of the money we'll save. None of that horse shit.
Yeah.
We're talking about a Japanese cartoon I'm quite fond of. And no, it's not Symphogear. It's
Save us.
Zombie Land Saga. Welcome to in my head, I will call it, and if I'm uploading this video, I'll probably call it Dawn of the Loving Dead. A Zombie Land Saga review project. Zombie Land Saga is a 2018 Japanese cartoon about zombie idol girls singing and dancing to make the world a better place.
No, just one prefecture a better place.
The world a better place, one obscure Japanese prefecture at a time.
Yes, this
I am Fresno
this was a
Inferno.
lot.
I am Fresno Inferno, taking on the host with the most duties for this. And joining me are, to my virtual left, because this is Thriller Night, Concave Usurper, better known as Cat. And to my virtual right, she did the mash, she did the monster mash, it's Chris.
Yo!
Well then, we are going to
I mean,
discuss.
but it might not be a good idea to put MASH and Monster in context with me.
What?
No, see, it's fine because usually you just smash.
All smash, no pass.
Listen, I'm not going to kink shame on this show, so.
I will. Monster fucker.
We here at
You know, there's a lovely place, like, north of here.
No, we are not going to Satan's Butte to get you a Skinwalker boyfriend for the last time.
We here at Dawn of the Loving Dead support monster fucking in all its intimate and consensual forms.
I don't. Please stop, Chris.
Two-thirds of us support monster fucking in all its intimate and consensual terms.
Yeah!
Majority
Let's
rule,
go!
baby! Woohoo!
God damn it.
So,
Can I at least get Mothman
yes.
for doing this?
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
I don't know.
We'll put in a good word for you.
There might be somebody else who wants Mothman, but you can work out like a polyamorous situation with that.
I'm fine with that.
I don't really know how that's gonna go, but I don't think we have any cryptids up here in Newfoundland. But what we do have is discussion of episode 1 of Zombie Land Saga. Good Morning Saga.
Oh my goodness.
And so we open.
Starts out. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so we open on Sakura Minamoto, a middle school student with hopes and dreams and aspirations of being an idol herself. Why, she's even got her idol application in the mail, and she's heading out for her day, spring in her step, ready to go, ready to see the wild world,
Immediately dead.
and she's dead.
Bam! Dead. They had a fantastic intro of this, accompanied by like really heavy metal music. It was honestly quite a scene.
Yes.
They drew out probably a 5-second death from a speeding Japanese electric truck because I guess she didn't hear it coming. Directly outside of her door into a good 30 seconds of intro.
Yeah, they play it in slow-mo, and there's death metal as the credits play, and then she slumps to the ground. She's dead, but she's not, because she wakes up in a spooky mansion.
Ooh, spooky.
Getting them, yeah, you know.
It's a dark and rainy night.
It is a dark and stormy night, in fact, yeah. Definitely, you know, given those haunted house vibes, you know. I watched for the first time this weekend the film based on the Haunting a Hill House, which is one of the best horror novels ever made. It's an excellent book. You know, also it calls to mind Resident Evil, which is another thing I played. Basically, all the shit that I played and watched, it made me think of that, and it probably made you think of things that you've seen or watched, because that's how media works.
I was a fairly sheltered child, so I didn't get to watch a lot of horror movies. So as an adult, that's one of my favorite things to delve into.
Oh, look, I was scared. I don't know if I've ever admitted this on the podcast, but it's kind of funny. When I was a child, my older sister, she had an entire bookshelf of Stephen King novels, and I remember I would peek at them on the bookshelf, and even the books themselves are scary. They have really scary covers, and okay, you know how horror novels, they're really hyperbolic? On the back, it's like,
Yeah.
The terror from beyond time has risen again. 7 grown adults will face it and find bone-chilling fear. And then you open, like, the first page, and it's got the reviews, and it's like, this book is the scariest fucking thing ever written. I stayed up until 3 a.m. at night pissing myself. The New York Times. And when you're 7 years old and reading that, you don't, like, you don't have the critical faculty to go, oh, this reviewer is exaggerating for effect because they really think the book is good. You think, oh my god, this is the scariest fucking book ever, get it away from me, ah!
And then there's the flip side where, like, you see that and you're immediately reading it like, what? This isn't scary at all.
But
at least,
it took
you
me
know, that
10
was
years
my
to
experience.
it took me 10 years to get the courage to engage with Stephen King, but
Meanwhile, I'm over here. I was a kid. I just randomly turned to a channel. I was like, "Oh, there's a clown. Why does the clown have teeth?
Oh
my god, what is the clown doing?"
bad. That
Same thing happened where I was watching this random channel and there was a horse, and I was like, "Ooh, it's a horse. It's really pretty. Why is the horse jumping off the boat? What's with all the flies? Oh, that chick came out of the TV. I have that exact same TV in my room."
Oh.
But yeah, it's like, I was the kind of kid that I kept encountering horror shit on TV and being like really scared, and then now as an adult, I'm like, yeah, bring it on. I want to watch it. It's like, Chris and I went to an actual haunted, last year we went to a maze. It was like a haunted cord maze. And the entire time we're walking through this, I'm just laughing my head off, and she's like terrified.
No. I was having the time of my life, but you gotta play it up when you're in a corn maze.
Oh.
Well, they did get me a few times by jump scare, but honestly, you gotta play it up. They have more fun when you're screaming.
Out here
you have more fun when you're screaming.
Yeah. Out here in the middle of nowhere.
Apparently, I laugh when I'm scared. Then.
That's a common response.
Out here in the middle of nowhere in Newfoundland. And for Halloween, the past 2 years, they've done these haunted walks where it's out by the local cemetery, which is surrounded by woods, and you know, you go out in the dark, and someone's there with a flashlight, and they walk around and say, 100 years ago tonight, an evil witch cast a spell and raised the dead, and then people jump out of the woods, ah! You know. I got once by one of those jump scares, but you know it's a lot of fun. You just be like, because the way it is, it's like when you're watching a spooky thing, it's just right in front of you. It's sort of like a two-dimensional thing. It's just right in front of you. When you're out there in that sort of situation, the terror is 360 degrees.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
It's like, honestly, this is why I really love the Five Nights at Freddy's series. I cannot play the games. I just
but
cannot.
anyway,
Yes.
in this spooky
Spooky thing.
house, Sakura Minamoto is surrounded by 360 degrees of terror. As we got Zambabinos. There's Zambabinos.
Yep, she
Oh
just
my God.
walks in, and all of a sudden, just fucking zombies everywhere. It was,
How dare there be
distressing.
zombies in this zombie show?
My God. And here I was
I
expecting
mean,
ice cream.
So much.
well, but typical. Like, she just woke up. The last thing she remembers is probably getting plastered across the street.
Oh no, she doesn't remember
Very
that at all. She
confused.
has no memories at all.
Mm.
I thought she had little
I think it's-
flashbacks.
No, she only has flashbacks when she's on stage.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But we are getting.
And even then, that's only of the idol shit.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Which,
I don't think they convey that very well there. But yes, she freaks out. The zombies all approach her because, that's what they do. And she's backed into a corner, grabs a fire poker, and just frickin' stabs one straight through the head. Pins it to the wall.
Doesn't do much, of course, but Do you think that would come up later and be really awkward between them?
I hope so.
Oh, God.
Hey, wait, you stabbed me through the head! But yes, she freaks out, gets the fuck out of there, tries to run back home, and comes to a gravestone on the side of a road. And I don't know if...
I think it's a marker of some sort.
It's a
I
marker.
think it says what prefecture it is, right?
I thought it said Sakura something.
It's Saga Prefecture, which.
Okay, yeah, it's just a thing telling you what prefecture you're in.
And so.
Damn, that is a
yes.
lame-ass little stone to mark it.
For reference, the Zombie Land Saga. Over here, you might think that saga refers to a grandiose epic, but they literally mean saga, the actual Japanese prefecture in the southwest of Japan on the island of Kyushu. So
Which is interesting, because they use both in kind of a tongue-in-cheek context, I guess.
It could be. Yeah, there's probably a pun at work. I mean, Japanese loves puns. Look at fucking
They do.
Aruto on Kamen Rider.
Oh, actually, this is a good place to talk about this. So, at kind of Frez's insistence, we decided to watch the dub version of this. So, like, we may see things that you guys don't if you decide to watch the subs instead. And also, don't watch episode 2 on Crunchyroll, because there was this time where they were singing they were rapping. We'll get to that in a minute. But they were rapping, and they did it in the original Japanese voices.
With
But
no
they
subtitles.
Yeah, there's no subtitles.
Okay,
Which is really aggravating, because we got to episode 3 and they subtitled the song there.
Okay, this is fucking weird too, because I'm sorry to go back to it, but this is a comparison. The Crunchyroll subs of Symphogear also randomly don't subtitle songs, and it's really weird. But what's interesting is that I have the physical version of this show because I love it and I like having things on my shelf because I'm old like that. And so I threw on the dub today on the Blu-ray 1080p, just sitting back. And for the disc in my house, they actually dubbed the songs. So the rap is dubbed. So
that is so weird.
So it's like, I guess they did a quick and dirty for the streaming, and then when they did the physical version, they bothered to but it doesn't make any sense, because if they had the dub, why did they save that extra step for the disc? I don't get it.
I mean,
I don't know. There
I
might be some formatting things.
Yeah, it's like I can kind of get why they didn't translate the raps, because when you're trying to translate from English or from Japanese to English, it doesn't always translate straight across, especially like just any languages in general.
Oh yeah.
So them trying to make it A, make sense, B, stay true to the show, and C, also rhyme. That's got to be a bit different.
They did okay.
Though, when we switched over to the subtitled version, with the Japanese audio, which I'm still wrapping my head around why they couldn't just copy over from one to the other, but
Yeah, I know.
they did a very good job making sure that the subtitles matched the spirit of the dub.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's just kind of weird. And also when you watch it on Crunchyroll and it doesn't actually subtitle it, you lose some of the context of the scenes. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're still talking about episode 1.
Yeah.
We'll get to the hip hop
Yep.
stuff in a second.
Well.
So
yes.
she gets to this spot, and a police officer rolls up because, of course they would. They're running around checking curfew, I guess.
Oh,
And
God, officer, help me! Ah!
he freaks out because, oh my god, she's a zombie. What do cops do when they see zombies? They shoot them.
Oh, we're skipping over something that I have to mention.
Oh,
How does
yes.
Sakura realize that she's not alive anymore and she's in fact a part of the living dead?
They have these things in corners so that you can see if anybody's hiding around the corners up on poles, and she just happened to look up and
Why?
see
Why
a
this
mirror.
song?
She saw herself in a mirror and realized, oh, I look like a corpse.
Music, come on. Get inside the mirror!
We're never gonna get away from this, are we?
No, you're not. Anyway, the cop shoots her, but she's a zombie, so it's just like, oh, and she faints just out of reflex. And then just as
Just
he's
'cause
about to
the
shoot her
shock.
again, shovel!
To the back of his head. I want to point out, this is all, super cold opening style.
Yes.
We have no idea what the hell's going on.
But it will all be explained by our mysterious benefactor in sunglasses sister.
Will
No,
it?
it won't.
Will it?
He explains absolutely zero things. Excuse you.
Well, okay, some things. But
He'll explain the
Sakura
mission,
wakes-
but he
Sak-
won't explain the steps in between.
yeah. Well, so Sakura wakes back up, and she looks in the mirror again. Get inside the mirror!
Yes, we know. You're going to be doing that a lot. You're going to probably burn out the button.
The button's already trembling in
and so
fear.
we meet our mysterious benefactor in the shades, Kotaro Tatsumi. And I think we
Oh my gosh.
I think we need to
He's-
slow down and give some interesting props to this man.
This man looks like your typical, regular, run-of-the-mill Joe, but he is insistent upon wearing a blazer jacket over a vest and, was it a bow tie?
Yes.
And,
I think it's a tie.
was it a bow tie or a tie? Oh my goodness,
One
but
or the other.
he's wearing his blazer jacket over his shoulders, not wearing the sleeves, so it's flowing around him like a cape. This man is already at, a level 10 of, energy here. He's... Oh, goodness gracious. Bombastic doesn't even begin to describe this man.
Over
Insane.
the top. Oh, insane. That's also a good one. In Japanese, this man is voiced by a voice actor, Mamoru Miyano. I think I'm getting the voice right. But for the dub, he's voiced by, and again, apologies if I pronounce his name wrong, Rico Fajardo? Could be Fajardo. I don't know if the J is silent like an H. Like jalapeno. Like jalapeno.
We're Navajo.
But anyway, this voice actor in the original Japanese absolutely goes over the top. Like, he makes ham look like a fucking tiny hors d'oeuvre cube.
Essentially, there's no scenery left after he's done.
Yes.
But somehow, the English voice actor finds a little bit of scenery left.
And this guy, yeah, he not only matches this, it can be argued he goes even further.
Yeah. The Japanese voice actor, like when we had to switch over from the dubbed to the sub just to get some context, we did go over and just kind of see what the differences were. The Japanese actor, I feel, portrays a lot more of the subtle nuance of condescension that they're very good at.
Yes.
And the English voice actor is just a lot. He
Yeah,
ramps it up to 11.
The Japanese voice actor is a bit more subdued. You know, he's still trying. The English
But you
voice
can
actor is
tell
just like, fuck this.
he goes hard.
I just have to chuckle at calling Kotaro Tatsumi any level of subdued. I mean, you're not
I mean,
wrong. It's just really funny.
in comparison to the English voice actor, he is
Oh my
pretty
God.
subdued, and that's just what the Japanese are. They are a little bit more subdued.
Yes.
There's a lot more nuance to his performance versus the immediate level 11 of the English voice actor's performance.
So,
Yeah.
what are we doing here as we head into a dungeon where all the other 6 zombies are just zombieing around, and Sakura's the only one sitting in a chair, and he just comes in, "Good morning, ladies! Let's get to it!"
And then
Now,
he gets
keep
right
in
up in
mind,
Sakura's face, and he's like, "I said good morning."
Get used to this. But this is where the thing you razz me about. Oh, he explains everything. Sakura's just like, so just a quick question. I'm dead, right? Yeah, dead as shit. And how did I come back to life? Oh, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You get it?
matter.
No? Does it fucking matter? Yeah.
We weren't kidding
I'm
that he
gonna
goes all the way to
die.
11.
I'm just gonna freaking die. Holy crap.
So yeah,
But yes,
they're not really going to explain how these girls are back from the dead. It's just, you are, deal with it. We got a job to do, and that job is Japanese pop idols.
Yay.
The prefecture.
so I'm convinced.
The prefecture.
I'm
Saga.
convinced.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Okay. The prefecture saga is a waning in population and popularity, and so it needs a shot in the arm. And that shot in the arm is going to be local idols, who this man has decided for his own batshit reasons to source 7 corpses and revive them with some necromancy that is left unexplained for the moment to become pop idols and save the...
For the moment, are you giving me a semblance of hope here?
How dare
if
you
if
give
you
us a
dig-
semblance of hope?
Oh, believe me, if you dig, there is some sort of nonsense, but it is like gazing into the abyss. I don't know if we're going to... I don't know if I'm going to explain it when we get to it, near the end of season 2. But
Gotcha.
We have to wait until season 2?
they're zombies! Deal with it! That's how it goes.
My God.
Alright, tickets to Canada. How to hide sledgehammer on bag.
Hide a sledgehammer on bag. You realize you can just fly here and buy a sledgehammer on the way.
I mean, that's true. That's
you got
very true.
American money.
That's
You're
very
going to be
true.
saving.
I
This
mean,
is very true. Thanks for the hot tip.
You're welcome.
but
So-
paper trail.
Oh, that
and
is
so
true.
Kotaro introduces our other 6 legendary zombies from beyond, from all sorts of time periods revived again. We've got the cool and powerful biker, Saki Nikaido. The ever popular idol of the late 2000s, Ai Mizuno. Another popular idol from the 1980s, the Heisei era, Junko Kono. A legendary courtesan from the Meiji era, Yugiri, a child acting prodigy from the 2000s, Lily Hoshikawa, and the legendary Tai Yamada.
So, do we ever find out what killed them?
Mostly, yes.
I have
Is this-
another thing I need to point out.
Yes.
the character designs for all of these girls.
Yeah.
Two of them are just straight out from Symphogear.
I can't believe you noticed this in episode 1!
Yeah, Chris is there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Junko bears a striking resemblance to Yukine Chris from Symphony. Yes.
Yes. And the other one would be I, who looks a lot like, a certain somebody that dates a sun drop from
Oh,
Symphogear.
see, I didn't pick that one up.
She does look a lot like Miku, yeah.
I didn't catch that
And
one.
then
I'm the one obsessed with Symphogear. Wow, what's that say about you two?
I have a lot of attention to detail, but I also want to point out that
How
Sakura looks a
to
lot like
tie chainsaw on baggage to Canada.
Hey, don't treat
It's
Chainsaw Man
Canada.
like
They've got
that.
chainsaws. Anyway, even our main girl Sakura kind of has that vibe of, oh, what was her name? The red-headed one that was part of Zweiwing?
Kanade.
Canada.
Yes, Kanade. Kanade?
Kanade, yes.
Well,
Either way.
let me learn you a thing. So,
Oh,
I found this out pretty recently because somebody was talking about the Powerpuff Girls Z anime.
Oh, yeah?
So, in the original Powerpuff Girls, you had Blossom, who was, the leader. She was pretty, level-minded. She was, cool under pressure, so forth. Bubbles was the bubbly one, and then Buttercup was obviously, the I'm going to punch you in the face one.
Yeah.
tsundere.
In Japan, they actually see the color of red as being a leader color. So, obviously, Blossom was still the leader. But whenever it comes to that, the person who is in red, who is the leader, is always the bubbly, giggly one in Japan. So having Bubbles be the bubbly, giggly one, but she was in blue and she wasn't the leader, was weird to them. So they changed around their personalities so that, Blossom is the more outgoing, bubbly, not really ditzy one, but, that's kind of what they did. And so now you have this person who is the leader in red. And honestly, that's kind of what makes Symphogear so interesting, is they took the leader in red and they just sort of killed her off.
Yeah.
And then they made the leader the yellow one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then Chris is in red when she's in Symphogear form, and she's the
Yeah.
Buttercup of the group, as it were.
Yeah, so essentially, this one, Zombie Land Saga, is more of a straight play of the idea of color theory and such in Japan, while Symphogear is more, yeah, we're not going to do that.
Interesting. So the
I
legendary
did fall in line
Yamada-
with some things.
The legendary Tai Yamada. This is a great joke where she's like, you didn't name what she did. You just said she's a legendary Tai Yamada, but she's just like a normal zombie. Yeah, well, so are you. So you know what? You're not legendary either. So suck it.
Oh, you're cutting out a bit. Sorry.
Yeah, we didn't hear a single word of that.
I have to go up to summarize Kotaro, so it cuts out. But what I said was, he basically says, well, you're not legendary either, so you can suck it.
Yeah.
Everybody's legendary but you.
Okay,
Oh, my
I think
goodness.
I might as well mention this here. I gotta double check real quick to make sure that to see if they did this. Okay, who's this lady? All right, who knows? Okay, she's just like a regular voice actress. Okay, so Tai Yamada.
Yes.
It has not escaped you, and we're jumping ahead a little bit, but we jump ahead all the time. Tai Yamada does not awaken to sentience in these first 3 episodes.
No,
Noted.
but I think she's better off for it.
Yes, that's kind of the joke, but also, so in English, her stereotypical groans and stuff. There's an English voice actor. Her name's Dawn M. Bennett, and she just seems like a good voice actor, but her voice actor in Japanese, there's kind of a joke here where it's like, we cast a big name who you know from all sorts of other animes and has a storied career, and cast her to just do zombie grunts and groans. Tai's voice actor in Japanese is Kotono Mitsuishi.
I know
How
that
about you
name.
name some rules?
That's Sailor fucking Moon.
Oh my god!
They cast her to do zombie groans and shit. It's great.
That's amazing.
And you know,
Fantastic.
You know what the worst part is? The worst part is she's actually stopped doing. I think it was her, or maybe it was the original.
oh, this is the
I don't
original Sailor
remember.
Moon voice actress.
Well, either way, the original Sailor Moon actress has decided to quit.
Voice acting?
I think,
Well,
or just Sailor Moon in general.
Maybe. Well, I mean, she was doing this as recently as 2021, so unless this was really recent.
All right.
But
Hey, hang on. I need to check.
okay,
Fact check.
we're checking things live on the air because we're professionals.
Oh, okay, there we go. I clicked on the wrong thing. Yeah, Mitsuishi. She actually has recently stopped voice acting, I believe.
Interesting.
Her last role is gonna be zombies?
No, her last role is going to be Sailor Moon stuff, I think.
Oh yeah, because they're doing
Wait. I saw the words Kaleido Star. Was she in Kaleido Star? She was in Kaleido Star.
I don't know what Kaleido Star is.
I don't
Kaleido
either.
Star is basically there's a girl and she desperately wants to get into being a trapeze artist and a performer.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think you would like it, Frizz.
Okay. So, circusy stuff. Neat.
I will send it to you later.
Okay. So, anyway.
She's Peko Yama?
Yes. You didn't know that?
Oh, Chris. I don't remember who this is, but I probably should. She's in the Ancient Magus's Bride. She's Rahab from episode 10.
Oh. Yeah, I think that was a one-off character.
Probably.
Cat discovered
And
the
she's a
legend.
zombie here.
And she's a zombie.
Fantastic.
She was a
Fantastic.
wedding peach? Why am I learning so much new shit about this woman?
Because you looked it up.
She's iconic.
She is iconic. She's been in so much of the thing. I think I have a type.
Yeah. She was also in Evangelion. For the record. So, our girls are going to be idols to save Saga, and their first show is tonight!
And they have not practiced, and all of the other girls are drooling zombies. Oh, by the way, can I just say Kotaru has squid in his pocket,
Yeah,
and
zombies.
he uses the squid. He uses the squid to keep the zombies placated.
Zombies love. In fact, when he feeds the dog, oh yeah, he has a zombie dog. We haven't mentioned this, and this y'all didn't understand this when I started before the recording because I think you must have missed it. But the zombie dog is named Romero, an obvious reference to the legendary director of Night of the Living Dead and other zombie films, George Romero.
Which is fantastic, and
there's a wonderful gag where he's just a little tiny zombie puppy, and then they do like the gag where he becomes a hyper realistic zombie dog.
but it's basically Cujo. It's basically Cujo.
Yeah. Yeah.
Reminds me of hyper realistic animation techniques. You know, it's just this is super realistic all of a sudden. So yeah, their first show is at an open mic at a death metal club. And here they are supposed to be pop idols. And Sakura protests, of course, but Kotoro's like, I know that you can do it. I know that you can succeed. I know that you can... We totally can't. Music, come on!
Get on the stage!
So they hop on stage, and I do love these two metalheads and start heckling them.
Oh,
my gosh, yes.
Dude is like a discount Yu-Gi-Oh villain. And then he's got his super goth British friend.
Oh, God.
Honestly, they're both discount Yu-Gi-Oh villains, let's be fair.
You're right, and you should say it. And so, Sakura does her introduction.
We're right.
And just as she's about to try and do something, Tai immediately jumps on stage and starts trying to eat this discount Yu-Gi-Oh villain.
Oh my gosh, you guys, she just launches herself off the stage. All the crowd is like, what the fuck? And she tries to... She's just biting him. How did they get her back? Did she just go and wrestle her off
Sakura literally
him?
just walks off the stage and pulls her back. Tai, come on! And this guy is like, oh my god! A stage dive right away? These girls are fucking hardcore! And so the death metal music track comes on as the other zombie girls, they start fucking headbanging to this shit. And Saki...
And, like, their headbanging is so intense. It's like their necks are broken because, they're zombies.
They're zombies.
Yeah.
And Saki picks up
Even
a
the guys
megaphone.
are like, oh my god.
And Saki picks up a megaphone and just lets out a zombie wail, which, doubles as a death metal scream.
Yeah, oh my gosh, they go hard. And eventually, seeing the reaction from the crowd, Sakura just sort of gives in, and she also lets out a primal scream.
I mean,
and
look at the day she's had. She got hit by a truck, she died, she ran away from zombies, she got shot, and now now this idiot in the sunglasses is like, go on stage and make an ass of yourself. And so I feel that there's some innate frustration that she's letting out with this.
Yeah,
yes.
We probably should also mention, I think that he mentions it during the first dungeon scene. She has not been dead for a day. She has been dead for 10 years.
Yes.
This is 10 years later, so she died in 2008. The anime actually takes place in 2018, so yeah.
Remember 2008 when the girls were dead?
So, hey Chris, remember that thing that you told me about bodies in Japan?
Yes, so I'm actually very disturbed by this because they don't bury bodies in Japan because there's not enough room. They cremate the bodies.
There is actually a line later in the series where one of the girls are like, why weren't we cremated? This is never really answered, but they do want.
So we do get answers.
Oh.
Honestly, at this point, knowing this man, I am pretty sure that he just waited until the morgue was empty, ran in, scooped up the bodies, ran back, and shoved them into a freezer until he could figure out how to resurrect them.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Neither would I, and that's very disturbing.
But as Sakura is flinging herself into the crowd for a stage dive, she gets a memory of an idol group performing on stage. Oh my god, she actually remembered something from her past life while performing.
And she feels something magical. And just lights up her life. 100%, this is what I am meant to do. Inspirational girl moment.
And so after the show, she's just chilling out, when all of a sudden, she's musing on, wow, that was wild that I remember things. The show was almost a disaster, but I kind of liked performing. And then she hears screams, and all the other zombie girls are awake and screaming and wondering what the fuck is going on, and she ends...
Except Tai.
Except Tai,
Yep.
because that's the joke. And so she greets them all with a hearty, good morning, everyone, to end episode 1.
In the same... Note that she screams good morning, everyone, at the top of her lungs, like how Kotaro greeted them.
Yes.
I mean, what else can you say when a bunch of zombies just wake up and you're also a zombie? Oh, then good morning.
I mean, maybe not like at top of lungs screaming. Maybe more like, everybody calm down.
No!
Oh god. So, episode 2, I Heart Hip Hop Saga.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yes, it is. So,
We're back in the dungeon.
and everyone but Tai is awake, and so Kotaro greets them and congratulates them on a show well done, which they don't remember.
And of course they're just staring at him like he's a freaking psychopath, because he is. And he gets pissed off and marches right up to them and does the same thing he did to Sakura, which is like, you should be grateful. Very in your face, demanding respect, whatever. Good manners? Question mark.
There's a question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, they've got another gig at Saga Castle, and so, well, for this one, he has actually improved and decided, hey, you know what you get? You get time to practice!
One day.
It's
You get one day.
Whoa.
baby
One
steps.
day to practice.
Baby steps. We're getting there. We're getting there.
Oh, good
Are we
lord.
though? Because honestly, knowing how idol culture is over there in Japan, this is kind of par for the course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should definitely mention, idol culture is not exactly happy-go-lucky, and
It's toxic.
No.
It should not be glamorized in the way that it is over there. But then again, these are zombie girls, and it's kind of playing it for laughs. So you got to take
Really, any sort of level of fame gets to a point where it can be a complete slog and get into situations where you are abused and you are tired and you do get burned out and there is nothing that you can do other than turn to hard drugs or run away.
It's not.
Or if you get really unlucky and you just age out of the system, and then all of a sudden, as soon as you're like, 15, suddenly you're a leper.
Yeah.
And God help you if you're even thought of at looking at a member of the opposite sex. God help
my god,
you.
yes.
Or even the same sex. Let's be fair, it is Japan.
Yeah.
But
So,
here's the thing about Japan, and I've mentioned it before on the Common Writer podcast. They are very okay with LGBTQ plus portrayal in media. They are not okay with it in actual real life. And
Yeah,
you will be ostracized.
Yeah, which actually, this is a great anime to talk about because that was 2 of the tags were LGBTQ plus and also transgender for this anime, so that'll be interesting.
oh yeah, that's gonna be one to talk about for sure when we get.
I really hope they handle it well.
It's pretty.
Please.
Good. It's
Fingers crossed.
It's pretty good. We'll talk about it when we get there. But for now, Sakura is practicing in their little dance studio in front of a giant mirror.
Another mirror alert.
I mean, that's a big fucking mirror.
It's a ballet studio mirror.
Yeah, but
It's a typical idol studio
But
mirror,
it's a big fucking mirror and a piece of media that I'm talking about. How can you not expect me to go? Like, I go apeshit over the tiniest little mirrors, and here's a big fucker right in front of me.
I mean, fair enough, yeah. It's the size of a wall, because that's the way they are.
Notably, I and Junko aren't really into this whole practicing thing, and they're kind of aloof about it. They're like, this is never gonna work.
Yep.
And
I'd also... Did we point out that I is the idol that was on Sakura's TV the day she died?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So, she was a fan of I when she was alive, but she doesn't remember that.
But she knows she's
Junko
familiar.
Junko was also an idol from the 80s, I think, is what they said.
Correct, yes. So they're the only two that actually have, like, idol experience when they were alive. And so they're a little more cynical about this amateur hour shit ever having a chance of working.
It's like, not even that, but it's like, why would you want to go back to it? You finally got... judging by the fact that they're this old, more than likely they died while they were still in the grind, and it's like, why would you want to go back?
Yeah.
Not to jump too far ahead, but I can confirm they did die while they were still idols.
Okay, but... well, maybe we should
really
save
funny.
that discussion for later.
This is gonna especially come back when you find out how I died, and you're gonna wonder why in God's name would she want to do this? But,
because it's her dream.
But I can't talk about that yet because you haven't seen the episode yet. But Sakura also ends up with between friction with Saki, the biker girl, who's just like A tough girl is like, you fucking dumbass, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I
Yeah,
hate
she's.
wimpy people.
Talking about your idol shit.
Here's the thing. Like, she snapped at Kotaru, and he basically just sort of made fun of her and blew her off. She gets pissed off, and now she's redirecting onto Sakura because he didn't react the way that she wanted him to.
And also Sakura is like, she's fully buying into the whole idol thing because of the memories that she's had, so, you know.
She's trying desperately to reach for things so that she can remember who she was and what she was and why things are the way they are. Because Kotaro's not gonna tell her shit.
No. But I and
By the way,
Junko...
watching all the little random clips that you would send us, like, I didn't realize how much of a dick Kotaru is.
He's very abusive.
Yeah, he do be like that, huh?
Yeah, just a bit.
Yeah, and like we were talking before, his English portrayal is more like upfront aggression, whereas his Japanese voice actor's portrayal is like that subtle condescending but still lightly making fun of everything.
Yeah.
It's an interesting contrast,
Yeah.
but it comes across the same way. He's just an asshole.
So that
But he's
gets
a
into-
funny
See,
asshole.
here's my question. Was this originally a manga?
No, this
Oh
is not.
yeah.
This
Here's
was
that
not a
question.
manga.
Well, the reason I ask that is because I'm starting to wonder if maybe there is a significant difference between what the two voice actors got. So maybe like the voice actor for the Japanese version got a little bit more of the story, and so he knows more. Meanwhile, the other guy is just like, oh, he's just being abusive. I'm gonna be worse.
Interesting theory. Well,
So I'm kind of wondering, is there like more to the story that we're going to see in later episodes as to why Kotaro's like this?
well, there is one. There might be one thing, but I don't know if that would explain why he's abusive. Then again, it's a complicated issue to think about. I'm not sure if the voice actor for the original Japanese voice actor would have known that far ahead. I mean, I don't know how far ahead they had the whole if they had the entire season planned and they didn't one go like that or not. But it's interesting
Because like that's what they do for a lot of movies. Like obviously not naming any, but there are some movies where they will let one character or one actor know a lot more than the others. So then that way they can essentially go in and act a certain way because they have that context. And it's like I know there are several movies where they do that so that they're able to act the way that they're supposed to in these scenes and such.
Right.
So I'm just wondering if maybe like the Japanese voice actor had a little bit more to work with, and that's why he is a bit more. I know it's not quite subdued, but he is a little bit more subdued than the English one.
I'm not sure if it's that or if it's just the difference between a Japanese performance and an American performance. Could be.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Could be that too.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Well, regardless of that, I and Junko are like, fuck this shit, I'm out. And so
Yep.
they are going to they encounter each other in the backyard and have a little yell as Sakura tries to stop them from leaving. This is wild. Where's Junko? I tries to get over the fence and Sakura's trying to pull it down and pulls her arms off her body. And her eyes fly
and
over
her
head.
eyes fall out of her head.
Because apparently becoming a zombie turns you into one of the incredible fucking crash test dummies.
She's Mrs. Potato Head.
That is one hell of a reference, Frez.
I know. I'm old, what can I say? So the three of them are wandering through town, I intending to take a train to Tokyo, and they wander into an alley when all of a sudden they're met with rappers.
3 guys driving a Kia Soul.
Like
A black Kia Soul. They hop out of the van.
That's the same kind of car that I drive.
Yeah.
I drive a black Kia Soul. But yeah, this is the part that we were talking about before, where for some reason Crunchyroll used the original Japanese voice acting for the rapping scenes, but they didn't provide subtitles for what they were saying, and like we
In
were
the English
hella
version.
confused.
Why in God's name would they?
Yeah, we had like I have no idea, but we were hella confused. We had no idea why they were just randomly coming down this alley. So we switched over to the Japanese version, which did have subtitles, and it's because they saw three cute girls and they wanted to go try to ask them out.
Yes.
Yep. And they're like doing the clicking thing as they're hip hop rapping down the dark, spooky alley. While Sakura, and oh gosh, what's her name?
Junko.
Junko. They're desperately doing a retreat and just trying to ignore them. They're like not looking at them and very hurriedly, shuffling away as you do when three dudes are aggressively rapping at you and dunking on each other about how they're going to ask them out very loudly over microphones.
And then the cop
Well,
from episode 1 shows up, and he starts rapping badly.
yeah, right back at them. And actually, it's kind of amusing.
Oh, this what comes up here is like one of my favorite comedic moments of the show. Cause Ai steps into the light, she's like, "Officer, thank God!" And Sakura, she knows it's coming. I know. And so they see a bunch of corpses, and they're all yelling, "Oh
And
my
they
God!"
freak out.
And they freak out, and then you hear a gunshot, and they turn their heads to see a cracked window, and then the part of the window falls down. They turn back. Ah!
And by the way, this is the same cop that shot Sakura.
Yes. And so
So he's like, not again!
And so they run the fuck out of there. It's such great. They're all screaming. It's cutting between them all screaming. Ah! 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 I love it so much. And so they get the fuck out of there.
It's so stupid.
It's so stupid, but I love it. They get the fuck out of there, and they're back at the place, and Nai and Junko are like, "Oh my God, Jesus Christ! People really are going to try to kill us." Oh, we didn't mention.
Oh.
We didn't mention
Yes.
the Kotaro's fucking video.
Ah,
Where he's
yes.
like, "Okay, girls, now nobody can find out you're zombies because..." And he opens his laptop and he plays a 5-second clip of, I guess it's from, it's probably from movies, just a 5-second clip montage of zombies getting shot in the head and blown up and all other shit. And he's like, "So don't let anyone find out that you're zombies."
Yes. Also,
Sakura,
while they
of
were
course, is,
running
like,
away.
freaked out about this.
Yes.
As you would.
While they were running away, we do have like a 2-second clip of Kotaro kind of watching them from afar, just to make sure that they were okay. So he's not a complete asshole. He's at least looking out for them, or he's possibly just looking out for his goods. I don't know. He treats them like objects. It's I get the feeling that he's a complicated character, but he's not right in the head.
He's not a complicated character, he's just a loud character, is how I would put him.
Loud and obnoxious.
Well, anyway, it's time for their show.
Why do I suddenly feel called out?
It's time for their show at Saga Castle, and we did not mention, but you may wonder, well, how the hell can zombies go out if people will recoil them? And the answer is that Kotaro is really, really fucking good at makeup.
Yeah, apparently he studied makeup in Hollywood.
And so he can do their makeup and he can make them look
Or was
like
it Hollywood, or was it just film?
No, he said Hollywood. He said Hollywood. And so,
Yeah.
Okay.
and he's doing Sakura's makeup in the car, and you can see that he's expertly covering up her face scar. And even Saki is.
He's got like a freaking palette knife and he's just smearing on foundation. It's actually kind of funny.
And even,
Spackling them on.
and even Saki is looking in a mirror and being like, "God damn, this shit works! I'm sexy as hell!" I kind of love Saki.
So yeah, this time I don't know like how he finds these venues, but it's like apparently the first one was like a death metal concert area, or at the very least it was a death metal concert that night. But they had like open mic essentially for bands to come in. So he was like, I'll totally get this zombie idol group in, and somehow they killed it. And this time they are at a castle. They're like at a traditional castle. It's called Saga Castle, and there's some older
I th-
gentlemen and women and everybody there, and they're expected to go
it
out there
looks
and
like
be
a
a pop
retirement
idol.
home.
Also,
It looks like a
It
freaking
kinda does,
retirement home.
also the two metalheads are here because, of course, they are.
Yes.
The discount Yu-Gi-Oh villains are just sort of sitting in there and they're like, what? Are they not doing death metal anymore?
Oh,
And Kotaro
What is
decides
this
to rename the
bullshit?
group.
I have to inform you. And we can't say what this is a reference to, but according to Wikipedia, the names of these characters are Skull and Bull.
Oh!
So this is an obvious reference to a certain duo from a certain program, which we cannot name on the show.
And actually, this reminds me of something, Fresno.
Whatever it
Mr.
is, I
Freezing
didn't do it.
Inferno.
Whatever it is, I didn't do it.
What the hell is with the title sequence for episode 2? And is this just the title sequence for the show?
This is the title
Where they are
sequence.
literally Super Sentai fighting a giant monster?
Yes, that is indeed the title sequence of the show.
What the actual hell?
Wow.
It looks good, doesn't it?
What is going on?
Yeah.
It looks excellent. What the hell?
Yes.
I mean, Nappa.
What is this?
Yes.
Yes.
But it's showtime, and Sakura introduces herself, and Kotaro's come up with a new name for the band. At the live show, they were Death Musume, and now he's decided that their name is Greenface. And so she's like, we're Green Musume. I mean Greenface. I mean, we're just starting out, so be nice to us. We practice really hard, okay? And so they're about to do their song and dance when all of a sudden, Tai notices an old man eating squid in the crowd, and once again leaps off the stage. Except this time,
Sakura grabs her by the arm.
they try to pull
Chris
her.
has this theory
No,
that
go
Tai
ahead.
is actually sentient this entire time, but she's just fooling around with him.
And so Sakura tries to hold her back, but her fucking head flies off and lands in the sky.
Oh, no, it's worse than that. Her arm pops off. That causes her to fall over, and then her head just pops right off.
And the guy is just completely nonchalant.
And-
He's just like, "Oh, you want some squid?" Ow.
Yeah, he catches the head, and he's like, oh. He sees her trying to bite at the squid. He's like, you want some? He sticks an entire freaking dried squid in her mouth, and she's so happy. So happy.
And so Sakura has to get
Sakura
back the
runs
head,
off the stage.
but Saki is like, "No, take her head off. It's funny. We're shits and giggles." And they just go back and forth.
So, like, they have this whole...
until
A little tug-of-war action happens.
until finally Sakura just fucking angrily slaps the head away.
What did Tai ever do to you? That's not her fault.
But
She can't feel it, but still.
And she's just like, "Are you even trying?
Yeah, it was...
You're not even trying to hide the fact that we're zombies." And then this leads into a rap battle.
Aggressive
A rap battle.
beatboxing.
Aggressive
Yeah,
rap
Kotaro
battle
killing it back there.
between Sakura and Saki, which, again, I is this again the Crunchyroll situation of they didn't translate this shit and it was in Japanese?
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah.
We had no
They
idea
did
what
not-
she was saying, and it's just like, the entire time we were like, oh, she is totally slapping them down, and we can't understand a single thing.
And again,
We had to go to the Japanese
So-
version.
right.
Yeah, we watched it back through the Japanese version. They had the subtitles there. So weird. But honestly, like, she was killing it.
And she's not only killing it, but she's also, like, again, venting her frustrations with all this shit. 'Cause she's going after
And it looks
Saki
like a
for being-
performance.
she's going after Saki for being so rebellious, and she even calls out Ai and Junko for being just like, "Oh, this is..."
Wishy-washy.
Lazy.
She's just it's just an entire rap call-out post, and Saki is firing back with the beats, and Yugiri is here with a goddamn
then what's
shamisen with the backing beat, just like boop, 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 boop.
Exactly, she's so good. Like, the other two are just in awe. This girl's just taking it fully in stride. She's in her element, being a consort.
It's
Lily's
great.
got like hyping up the crowd.
Yeah, they're into it.
They're learning.
They're into it, but Sakura is just laying it all bare and just like, you gotta get with the fucking program.
And then she turns on the crowd.
Yeah.
And she's like, get off your asses, represent, you old people, you're not dead yet.
It is a glorious rap, and she ends it with the most hype fucking mic, not even a mic drop so much as a mic slam, just like, peace out,
She
motherfuckers!
yeets the mic right into the ground.
Can I just say though, knowing the current climate of Japan and how the young people are leaving in droves because all the old people have indeed rose up and took all the jobs and everything, maybe you should have done that, Zombie Land Saga, because now you've incited all the old folks.
Whoops.
Whoops.
But after the show, Saki comes up.
Of course, all the fault of the show.
Yeah.
All the fault.
Thanks, Goro.
Yeah.
Look what you've done. So after the show, Saki comes up to Sakura and she's like, God damn! You got guts! I like guts! You're cool!
And
friends
now they're
now.
best friends.
And now they're besties.
We're friends whether you like it or not. Hey, that's the same way Chris and I met.
Through a rap battle where one of you was a biker who's like, I'm gonna kick your ass!
Yeah, that's
No,
Chris
we
in a
met because
nutshell.
I drew Sephiroth eating ramen.
But anyway, Saki's whole deal is, I'm gonna take over Japan
Same thing.
because I'm a badass biker bitch. And at the end of this one, she's like, taking over Japan by being an idol. Not a bad idea. You got guts, Sakura.
It
I
works.
Like ya.
Yeah, so they're on board with it. The other two are convinced, and then we have I and Junko that are still kind of on the fence about everything and avoiding looking at the others at all because they've got baggage.
And we can deal with some of that baggage
So
in
much
episode 3, Dead or Alive Saga.
So Kotaro's big plan this time is to do what he calls a guerrilla group or guerrilla concert.
This is
Either
such
way,
a
it's a
great
flash
joke.
mob.
This is a great joke because he's like, okay, ladies, here's what we're gonna do. And he starts trying to write gorilla in English on the board. But he writes G,
In
E,
two big letters.
and he stops. And then he's written it out in the katakana. And Lily's like, he couldn't spell
Oh,
He doesn't know how to spell
He
it.
doesn't know how to spell it in English.
oh my god, yeah.
And so they're
To be fair, I have spoken English my entire life, and I still don't know how to spell that version of gorilla.
No, it is technically French, but which will come up, believe it or not. Japanese people and French words. But,
Yeah, they love the French.
There's
It's weird.
there's that whole Japan idolizes France thing.
well, that's a thing that's gonna come up here. But they're gonna do a gorilla
And
show.
actually, fun fact that's not actually that fun. Some Japanese people are so shell-shocked when they finally do make it to Paris about how terrible Paris is that they actually have a syndrome that they get
Oh my god.
because of that.
They fall into
It's
a
a
deep
very
depression.
common thing.
Oh, just this disillusionment and depression that's not as awesome as it was hyped up to be.
Yeah.
And that's an endemic thing to like thousands of Japanese. Wow.
It's kind of like a weeaboo going to Japan and not realizing how xenophobic they are.
Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah. They get fully shell-shocked. They're like, this is terrible, everything smells bad, so forth.
But croissant.
You're gonna kill me! I have asthma, you're just absolutely destroying me here.
All right. Equal opportunity destroying. Bonjour, monsieur. May I have a croissant?
How to sneak a flamethrower on a plane.
All right.
Well, I mean, that one's a little easier. I
Uh,
just need a lighter and some hairspray.
Jesus Christ.
yeah, that's fair.
Oh God. So their big plan is the guerrilla show, which is basically you go out in public and you just start doing an idol performance impromptu without a permit, and you leave before you get in trouble, ostensibly. Because fuck
And
the
Sakura's
system.
like,
And
well,
they-
won't that bring the cops on us? And Kotaro's like, so?
Kotaro, a
You'll
cop
be
is-
fine. You look like regular normal girls. It's fine.
Kotaro, a cop has tried to kill me two times in the past couple of days. No, it is not fine.
I don't care. Oh my
I don't
gosh!
care.
Like,
We're doing
he
it.
gives
You have
zero,
one night to figure it out.
zero fucks.
And so
You have one night to figure it out. You're zombies. You don't need to sleep. It's not like you'll die from it. Ha 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 ha. Asshole.
That's interesting. That's because I watched it with my friend a while ago, and she was wondering. She was like, "Wait, do they need to sleep? Cause do they need to eat? Because they're zombies." And you should probably just relax on those sort of thoughts. Just roll with it.
They eat squid, and she was laying out bedrolls from them. I'm pretty sure that they do get tired.
Yeah, and I mean, it could just be human habit, because they're very human-like.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
They're still people.
They're still sentient in some way.
Yeah, they're zombies, but they're still people, and so they're in their studio, and they're thinking of some things about their group. First off, who should be the leader? Sakura nominates Ai, and I was like, "Fuck no!" And then
Yeah, she's done with that shit.
and then Saki volunteers herself, and he's like, I volunteer myself as captain. Who wants to kick my ass for the spot? Nobody.
Nobody
Lily's
wants
like,
to do
I'm
this.
good. I'm good. We're good.
So next, they need a name, which they each keep.
Saki's determined.
They each keep
Oh my goodness.
recommending ridiculous names. Like Saki's are all like murder, death, explosion bullshit.
And I also want to point out, like, they were all making fun of Saki's handwriting. It was pretty awful.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it would have been difficult to read the kanji, and that's probably why they put subtitles up for it. But yeah, it was atrocious. It looked like it was spray painted on.
Yeah, that's probably legit. Lily wants to name it the magical.
I mean, it's probably what she's used to.
Yeah.
And so they all.
Lily
start
wants
pitching- Yeah, Lily wants some magical lilies. Cute. It's like some sugary sweet magical girl bullshit. Because Lily is
Magical girl Lily and the Lillettes or something like that.
And while she's doing this, it's like in the background is like 7 lilies, and they're like, "What the fuck, no?" Yuguri recommends
It's like
the
that's a lot of lilies.
Yuguri recommends the Mibu wolves. And so while they're all talking, Tai is fucking around with a highlighter, and then she starts sucking on the tip of the highlighter. It's like Tai.
And of
no!
course, like, that'll kill you. And they're like, but we're
Well, she's
already
already
dead.
dead. She'll be fine.
It's fine. We're already dead.
But the inspiration strikes when Ty starts sneezing the ink back out.
Because, like, they
I'm sorry,
were
can you
talking
repeat
about,
that?
oh, we need to do something.
and Sakura is suggesting cute French names like Framboise or stuff.
French toast.
Something
Toast,
French and
something
exciting.
French and cute, you know. And this is when Ty goes French, and Lily's like, Ty is trying to suggest a name. Oh my god, that's it. It's perfect. It's cute. That should be our new name, Franchushu. That is indeed their new name.
Ah.
I mean, it's
And then poor Ty's just got
interesting.
marker all over her face.
Yeah. And
Poor
I'll-
Ty. She's
French.
just living a simple life of a zombie.
All she
Not
wants.
a spot in that brain.
No thoughts, head empty, want squid.
Want many squid.
Want many squid. Yes.
Wow, this squid is a kid.
And so they're all hyped up. They're like, yeah, Franchi shoot, we're going to practice and we're going to kill it at this gorilla show. But I and Junko are still unconvinced that this shit could actually work.
They leave. They just walk out.
Oh, God. And so the rest of them practice all day. That's really tiring. And then there's a playground in the back of the mansion, and they're on one of those... I don't know what you call it. Cause
I think it used to be a school.
What's a merry-go-round?
This really gives me school vibes.
It could have been. I'm not sure. But they're on a... I don't know what the hell to call it, because I haven't been to a playground. Like
Roundabout,
A
merry-go-round
roundabout?
is...
And so
Stuff like
Saki
that.
and Lily and Sakura are sitting on it while Tai is just spinning it, just having a time. And so Sakura's deep in thought, oh my god, this is a disaster, it's not working, oh, what are we going to do? And Tai is spinning faster and faster. And Saki and Lily are like, oh, it's too fucking fast, we gotta get off. And she's just sitting there, oh my god, how am I gonna get my memories back if we can't perform? Oh no. And then, oh my god, I'm flying. What is this feeling? What is this amazing feeling inside me? Whomp.
Blomp.
Yep, she got launched by Ty, who was spinning that thing so fucking fast.
And this is another wonderful subversive joke where she gets up and she's like, guys, I know that if we can practice, we can do it. And Yukari slaps her across the face. Sakura,
No, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it so much.
I understand, but this is like a subversion of a thing. I guess in these idol shows or in other shows, you'd have someone say, oh no, I don't know if we can do it. How dare you say that? Never give up. But Sakura said, I know we can do it. And she slaps me. She's like, how dare you say that? Never give up. But I said that we could do it. Yeah, Yukari's right. We can't
Your
give up
negativity isn't appreciated here. Yeah, it's...
Like, I'm
this
glad that you enjoyed it.
establishes-
I hate shit like this. I really hate it when they turn the main character into, like, just a giant punching bag like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, it's the main character. I'm supposed to, maybe not identify, but I'm supposed to root for this person. And seeing this person get constantly beat up and shat on and just turned into a laughingstock, it doesn't really appeal to me when it comes to main characters.
I understand.
Which is weird, because one of your favorites happens to be Sailor Moon, and they dunked on Sailor Moon a lot.
Yeah, Sailor Moon.
Oh no, yeah, the 90s anime did her dirty, but they got better in the end.
Yeah. Sakura got nothing on what they put Sailor Moon through, but I do share your frustrations with media when it does that. The subversiveness of the joke, where it's like the joke is that it's undeserved, kind of worked for me, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, and it's like,
it would have been
I'm glad
better
that
if
you
she was
enjoyed
able to justify herself.
We shall have to see how Sakura goes for you going forward.
It's like, honestly, I would have liked it if, like, the chick slapped her and was like, no, we can never get up, and Sakura was like, that's exactly what I said, and she was like, oh, I'm sorry about that. That would have been funny.
Yeah, that would have been a funny gag, but not to spoil too much, and it won't. I don't think it'll happen to Sakura again. But her slapping people when she thinks she said the opposite is kind of a running gag that goes through a rule of threes over the series. So, so look forward to that.
Okay. Girl just wanted to slap a bitch.
So we get
Apparently.
to the show, and I and Junko are still not on board, and they had a little conversation with Kotaro where he's basically like, well, they're trying their hardest, and they weren't even idols in life, unlike you two. What's your excuse?
They're doing their best to live. You guys can just go and rot. Or are you gonna just sit and rot? It was very interesting. Cool moment. Questionably good. Thumbs up.
And so here we are at the show, and I and Junko are sitting out. And so they head to the train station, and they start their show. This is the first time we see the 3D animation for their dancing. I guess because it's like easier.
It's
a bit
okay.
jarring.
I guess they do this because it's easier to
Math
like
has
animate
improved.
3D dancing in sync and all that. I guess it's easier for
It's
them to
like
do it
I
like
will say it was easy to notice, especially against the 2D backgrounds. I kind of had the same issue with the Sailor Moon Crystal, where all the transformations were done in the 3D animation. It's not great, but you can get past it eventually.
And so they start singing another song, which did Crunchyroll subtitle this one?
Yes, they actually did.
Then what the hell are they doing?
I
I
don't
don't
know. But you see our frustration.
Yes, I see your frustration. So they're singing their song about waking up and coming back and giving it your all. And they attract a bit of a crowd, but then Lily stumbles over her choreography and falls down.
And
the crowd
they
disperses.
stopped
Like,
singing in the middle of the song.
and so the crowd's like,
Like,
this. As I and Junko are like, what the fuck are you
they
doing?
walk away.
Don't stop singing. What are they thinking?
They're like, don't stop singing. They're getting that backseat driver kind of syndrome thing going on.
Quite literally.
Where now
'cause
they're
in a
watching
van.
them do it.
But they keep going.
Sigh.
Yes.
And we get to the final chorus of the song, and Sakura forgets her lines.
Oh no!
No, but it's okay because I and Junko are here to save the day.
And they have actually gained a
And they
Consequences
do.
Be damned.
and they're performing.
And there's
for a
only
fan.
one person watching the.
A little girl
One-
who's really getting into it and just dancing along. That's cute. That's cute.
I swear,
It's
Friz,
so cute.
if a giant bad creature comes up and like kills that little girl at any point in this series, I will find you.
What the fuck are you talking about? What kind of show would have something so horrific and non sequitur as a giant bat creature just killing an innocent idol fan? What are you talking about?
You know what I mean, you fucker. We're gonna have to make sure Rain does not watch this because I did just spoil Symphonic here.
We can cut this part out.
Oh shit!
we can cut this part out. We can cut this part out. Don't worry about it.
No, what we
We'll
need
put
to do
in a
is just
special
strap him down and make
annotation
him
that says,
bliss it.
"Do not listen to this, Rain."
Rain, don't listen past this. Blooper reel. Rain, don't listen past this point. But they end their song, and Saki gives us thanks to the little girl and gives her a thumbs up and says, okay, yeah, next time we'll do better, so look out for us, okay? We're Franshushu. And then the little girl's mom is like, oh, there you are. Here, come on, kid. We're going home.
And then
Get
she
away
gives
from
him
the
a glare,
weirdos.
And so after a show
which
well
is,
done,
by the way, a very Japanese thing.
yeah. And so after a show well done, who should show up? But the cop again! The same cop.
The same cop.
Is this cop a recurring character? Please tell me he is.
I mean, he's recurred 3 times now, so yes, he's a recurring character, but also he will show up again.
I mean, like, in the rest of the series.
Yes. We're not done with this guy. And so it's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You're performing without a permit. That's illegal, you know.
I can
And
arrest
then, like,
you.
okay, bye.
And he looks
And
at
then
Sakura.
we get the scene.
Well, before that, he looks at Sakura. He's like, wait a minute. Do I know you from somewhere? And then we get the
No,
scene.
this is part of the scene.
Go ahead.
This is part of the scene, excuse you.
Please, go ahead. Gale him.
So this is the entire reason we decided to do this series with Frez. As they are standing there. As they are standing there, this cop is like looking at Sakura real closely. Kotaro comes speeding over with the van, yeets himself out of the van around the edges the entire time shouting, "Get inside the van! Go, 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 go!"
And the van just
Yeah.
This
Go,
is the
go,
entire
go,
reason
go,
we
go, go, go.
decided to watch this.
And the van just starts and stops, going all over the place. He's just like, go, 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 yeah, go, 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 yeah, go, go, go. Y'all should
again,
fire up the
This man.
y'all should fire up the subtitles for episode 3 just to hear the Japanese voice actors equivalent to this scene. Cause
we
Oh,
did.
no, we did that.
oh, you did.
We
What
did
did you
that.
think of it?
Oh my goodness.
Not as pronounced
Both of
as
them
he
had.
did. That's for sure.
Oh yeah. there's definitely a difference in energy level, but like in their own ways, they were both very manic.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
And so it's bedtime at the zombie house, and Sakura heads to see Ai and Junko, and she thanks them because without their help, this whole thing would have bombed. And it's like, we really appreciate it, and we're really doing our best, and we hope that you can help us in the future because, you're just great. Thank you a lot. Good night.
Because otherwise we won't have a series.
Yeah.
and
Okay, thanks,
and
bye.
like she kind of backpedals and says, "We'll be doing our best. Thanks, bye."
Yay.
And then we have like a moment between Junko and I where they're discussing like what had happened and kind of getting to the point where they're okay with giving it another shot.
Nice.
Because I believe they also felt something on the stage they reconnected with.
Yeah. More than likely.
Well, Kataro did
Just-
point out earlier, it's like, okay, if you want to quit now, then why were you idols when you were living? And it's like, yeah, that's a good point.
Again,
They had dreams.
yeah. Again, they died as idols. Not to jump too far ahead.
And they
I'm honestly not
please
surprised.
note that all of these girls look like they're in their early teens. Or well, not early teens. The one looks like early teen. All of them look late teens
Yeah.
at best.
Yeah. I don't know.
Except for maybe, oh gosh, what
Well,
is
to
her
be
name?
fair,
The consort.
Saki does ask Sakura what middle school she goes to. So at the very least, most of them are middle school. Lily's definitely probably like elementary school.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't have the exact dates on like how old they were when they died or anything like that in front of me, but just go with the vibes of they're teens. Lily's a bit younger. Yugiri's probably a little older, more mature.
yeah, early 20s
Early
at
20s.
most.
Yeah. Even though they all died at like specific times, they're still all in that same sort of age bracket. But that is
Yeah.
the first 3 episodes of Zombie Land Saga. What did we all think?
The fuck did you
What
get
the
us
fuck
into?
did you get us into?
Now that's a moment of get inside the mirror. Holy fuck.
We are the same person. I don't know how many times we have to say this.
Doppelganger. I'm the original.
I'm the improved
But
version.
yeah, this anime does not look like much when you're looking at it from like a synopsis. It doesn't look like it would be interesting in any way, shape, or form. And we kind of dunked on it a lot, but it's way more fun to watch it yourself because it's just so over the top and crazy that there's no way to describe the nonsense that happens here. And most of this review has been just sort of reflection as to what happened afterward. I didn't take thorough, detailed notes of different things I wanted to touch on. I just sort of took it live, and then we ran into this. But honestly, I liked it, and I'm curious to see where it goes. And I'm honestly a little bit apprehensive about how much crazier it's going to get. But at the same time, it's like a train wreck. You can't take your eyes off it.
But in a good way.
Yeah.
Cat?
I mean, it's a train wreck where only 7 people died, so that's pretty good.
Wow!
Wow.
It's okay. They're fine. They're zombies. It's fine.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Oh god.
The animation's great. The animation's great. The voice acting's good. It's got a few little flaws here and there from like translation and hiccups. But honestly, I'm interested in continuing this nonsense.
Hooray.
I
Cat?
believe it is my turn now.
Yes.
Um, I reiterate the original point. Fres, what the fuck?
Valid. Valid.
So, obviously, I do have some problems with this. Most of my problems tend to occur in many anime. It's like, I don't really like ones where, obviously, if it's the lead character, in my opinion, is supposed to be, like, the best one, or the strongest one, or the most important one. And having them, like, constantly,
Be a punching
not
bag.
really demonized, but making them into the punching bag. That's not something that I can really get behind, and hopefully they won't do that too much. Although from Fress's warning, they probably will. Um,
Mostly from Kotaro, I think.
that I'm fine with because he does that to everybody.
Yes.
But it's like aside from those, and like obviously the whole Crunchyroll thing with not translating the rapping for some reason, still weird. Honestly, I've really enjoyed it. It's like, it's fun, it's quirky, and like, as soon as you start watching it, it hits you directly over the head, and it also hits Sakura directly over the head with a truck. It's like, they do not hold back from it, and even like the entire intro is crazy and weird. And it's like, obviously, I have a lot of questions. That's just common for people to go into a show and be like, but wait, how did this? And this is definitely one of those shows where you kind of have to say, okay, I know I have questions. I'm just going to have to toss those questions out the window, and maybe they will be answered at some point, and maybe they won't, but I have to be okay with that. And for most of this, I am okay with that. It's like, the biggest question I have is, how in the world do they not, like, how in the world did he get a hold of these bodies when one of them was born in like the 19th century or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah.
But otherwise, I can suspend my disbelief enough to really enjoy this.
Great. Yes. Well, as for me,
Obviously, he's just a nutso.
yeah. But, as for me, I've seen this show like 4 fucking times now, so it's hard to give an overview of the first 2 episodes without like leading into, oh, and the show is obviously about this, and this is what it's setting up and stuff. But I think I have to echo what Chris said, in that as entertaining as we kind of make this, it's just a comedic conversation between friends about some Japanese cartoons we had fun watching. You really should seek the show out for yourself, because you kind of sell it short with a synopsis, linear bullet point listing of what happens like this, when what makes it great is the humor of it, because it is a wickedly fucking funny show. I know Kat disagreed with some of the humor, but it is definitely a wickedly funny thing.
Yeah.
The performance of Kotaro's dub actor alone is kind of worth the price of admission, I think we can say.
Honestly, what I would say is
yeah.
watch the Japanese version first, so you know what they're talking about, and then watch the American translation afterwards, because honestly, you just need Kotaro's translation.
I watched it as a subtitled first. I went for the dub just because.
I also want to say that honestly, the English voices are a little weird, just because they do sound older, because I'm assuming they are older people. So that was a little weird, but I got used to it.
Yeah. Well, you've heard the comparison, Japanese voice actresses for the girls. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, you definitely should seek this out. Although you're probably gonna have to do the subtitles to understand the goddamn songs if you go on Crunchyroll. But that's what it is for that, unfortunately. But this is one of my favorite shows. One of my favorite Japanese cartoons. There's a lot of heart that comes into it later, but these 3 are just sort of amateur hour idols, zombies, trying to get a foot in and flailing about comedically while doing so, and it's entertaining fun. We'll probably get into some more of the serious drama. We'll get into the tail end. It'll start in our next batch of episodes. But well, that'll about do it for Dawn of the Living Dead episode 1, where we covered 3 episodes of Zombie Land Saga. Hopefully, in another few weeks, we shall reconvene for even more zombie fun with hot springs and fried chicken and interpersonal drama.
Ooh.
Spooky. But until then, you can find us on. You can find Kat and I on various social media websites as at Freezing Inferno and at Concave Usurper. Chris is smarter than both of us and doesn't have a social media presence that we know of. And so,
I mean, I know of it, but I'm not gonna let anybody else know about it.
yeah.
It's not hard to find.
And we can't do that on air for strangers online. But anyway, you strangers online, I hope you have enjoyed this podcast about a zombie idol anime, and I hope you will enjoy another podcast about a zombie idol anime that we will do in a couple weeks' time, and also the podcast that we do with Kuchiri over on the Kuchiri Plays channel of Kamen Rider 01, which we're sort of trying for a bi-weekly approach to both, where, 1 week we'll do this, then we'll do Kamen Rider, then we'll do this, then we'll do Kamen Rider. And hopefully that'll keep us occupied until such time as those goddamn studios give those writers and screen actors what they're worth.
Yay!
Support the strikes. And,
This isn't the patriarchy, Chris. It's capitalism.
Down with the 1%.
yeah, down with
the
both of
rich.
them. Down with both of them. Down with both of them. Down with this sort of thing. Anyway. Good night. Thank you for listening to our show. I hope you watch the Zombie Land Saga because it means a lot to me. I hope it means a lot to you. And we'll see you for something in the future. Until then, good night, everybody.
Meh.
Bye.
Also,
Yeah.
Prez, make sure to cut this out. But I think instead of doing the Zombieland Saga Mirror Alert, what you should do is play the music and then have the get inside the van part. But instead of van, put in you saying mirror.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, it kind of doesn't have symmetry with the other mirror alerts, but I still love it all the same.
I mean, it doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to mirror them.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well,
Y'all.
How do you think I
So-
feel? I've been doing this for 200 episodes almost.
So,
200 episodes of this!
for now, this is a little sample of a quarter of Zombieland Saga, and we all seemed to like
Nope,
it.
I think I'm losing you.
You're losing me?
No, I can hear him just fine.
Oh, I'm cutting out.
Oh.
Yeah, it's you.
Well, we're almost done anyway. Oh,
You know what? I'm just gonna. Hang on a second. Why are we doing this?
why are we here? Just to suffer?
I'm being invaded.
Just come in here since you have a better signal.
Hello.
All right, so we're doing it on here now. Okay.
Wow, that is a hell of a delay.
You're being invaded.
Hello.
Hi.
Wow, that is a hell of a delay.
Wow! How the
So
fuck?
bad.
Yeah, turn that one off.
Yeah, turn that one off.
Oh my god! How the hell? You're in the same house!
It's so... I know. I don't get it. It must be just because of my computer.
Yeah, you are directly router. I can't hear what you're saying, Frez. I'm like cheek to cheek with Kat right now, trying to hear something.
Cheek to cheek, huh?
Nope, these are really good noise canceling headphones.
Don't be gross, Frez. I can still hear you.
Oh, lovely. Anyway,
Not that kind of cheek. No. I can still hear both of you. This is going in the blooper reel.
I'm behaving.
Chris is dying behind me.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, all right, that's in the blooper
This
reel.
woman, I swear.
And also,
Figured